Hello, my name is David. I'm minoring in theater. I was working as a lighting board operator in undergraduate New Play Festival in 2016. A lighting board operator manages a keyboard, which controls all the lighting equipment in the theater space. It might sound like a boring job, but it's actually quite important. During the rehearsals, the lighting designer commanded me which keys to input. Every actions on the stage, the lighting designer had to think of a unique lighting environment, so I had to move my fingers constantly. During the designing process, the lighting designer creates different environment with the lights, and I feel like a part of the creative process, although I was only operating on the keyboard. I communicated with the designer with the headphone. It was really fun. For my job, every second was important. During the performances, I had to know when each scene happens and always prepare to change the lights accordingly. It was my first time working the backstage of a play. I learned how much effort the crew members put in to make the show successful.
Hi, my name is Dexter Lim and I'm a theater student. A couple of productions that I've been part of is I was a stage manager for a play in the undergraduate New Play Festival, and I was also a cast member in The Seagull as part of a senior studio project. And also I was a dancer in a dance theater production. It's not a production, it's more like a studio project with a grad student. So as a stage manager, that's actually technically speaking my first stage managing experience. So basically what a stage manager does, to put it into simpler terms, is it's very administrative but in an artistic and theatrical environment. So it's a lot of working with the creatives, the cast members, and making sure the rehearsal and the production runs smoothly. But specifically, one of my favorite experience as a stage manager would be the performance itself. So other than making sure all the props, all the costume crews, everything is smooth and safe, everyone is in a safe environment, I also work closely with the sound and light board ops. So just making sure the light and sound cues go on at the right time. So a lot of it is just making sure I'll be following the script, and whenever, for example, one of the cast members would sneeze, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's the cue, and I would call the cues, and the light or soundboard operators would play the light on the music itself. So it's a lot of working closely and observing what's going on stage and making sure that everything pieces together in that sense, and all transitions and the performances, everything is smooth.
My name is Cheryl DeMeyer, and I'm a theater minor. And right now I'm playing Henny in Awake and Sing by Clifford Odets.
Thank you.
So one of the ways that we start scenes is we look at our script and we write down how we want to make our source feel. So wherever our line is coming from, whoever's prompting us or whatever is prompting us to say that, we decide how we want to make that feel when we say the line. And we call that scoring. So one of the things about scoring when I was working on Henny's part is I really had to dissect each line. So sometimes there would be a block of text or a couple of sentences within one line that would all be doing very, very different things. So I had to look very deliberately and say, this sentence is doing this, but maybe this other sentence is doing something else. And that can be really difficult because that's not something we think about when we normally speak. When I speak day to day, I don't think, oh, I'm trying to make this person feel loved in this line, or I'm trying to make them feel comforted by saying this. But in theater and in this technique, you have to be very, very deliberate in order to understand where the character is coming from.